On the sidelines of that very conference that is being convened by the MPP in Tamale, the northern regional capital, we're being told that not too long ago we've had some incidents of sporadic shooting on some members of the MPP, and it was we're being told, also reported, that a taxi cab as well as a motorbike were passing through the streets where we had a section or a crowd of MPP supporters, and there were some follow-up shootings. As a result of that, we have some 9 people who have been admitted at the hospital. We have Hashmin Mohammed, a correspondent in the Northern Regional Capital, on the line. A very good morning to you, Hashmin. Can you again narrate to us what really happened as far as this very incident is concerned? Hello, Hashmin. Can you please again tell us what really happened as far as this very incident is concerned?
Well, the incident itself happened in the early hours this morning, somewhere around 2 a.m. to between 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. this morning. Now, the victims themselves have since been sent to the Tamale Teaching Hospital, where they are receiving treatment there. But it is unclear who might have done the shooting, because the information I have gathered is that it was unregistered motorbike. But the police also say they are picking up information, they are picking some kind of information with regards to the incident, and they have also been assuring the general public that they are on top of security issues in the region, in so long as the delegate conference is concerned.
Have you been in a position to interact with the victims?
Well, I visited the Tamale Teaching Hospital this morning, and doctors were still attending to the victims. I was not given the opportunity to interact with the victims. And even if I was, I want to believe that they are still feeling unconscious, and doctors say they will be able to rehabilitate their condition.
In your interaction with the police authorities in Tamale, what have they been telling you about the level of security at where the very sectional crowd of the MPP was before the shooting incident happened, and what really the crowd was doing there at that point in time of the night?
Well, according to the police, some of the police officers just arrived as at yesterday in the evening. So they were in the process of preparing them to deploy them to certain vantage points in the metropolis. We also realize that they have mounted 10 police posts or tents across some sections of the roads in Tamale. They were in the process of deploying them, and then this incident happened. But I also understand they will be addressing the media later on today.
Have you spoken to some officials of the MPP, and what has been their reaction towards this very incident?
Well, because this incident happened early this morning, the MPP themselves maybe are still preparing to react to the issue. I've not been able to speak to them for now. But whatever the situation is, I want to believe that in the coming hours, we will gather enough information from them. I understand the police will be addressing the media somewhere around 8:30 this morning.
And before we let you go, can you exactly, following this very incident, tell us what the atmosphere is? Not only in the sectional community where the incident occurred, but also just vicinity, just around the vicinity.
Well, the atmosphere in Tamale has been very lovely since in preparation towards the event itself. It is just unfortunate that this latest incident happened just early this morning. But aside the incidents that happened, you realize that as of yesterday, hundreds or thousands of MPP supporters welcomed Nanado. It was a fun pack event, and it has been a very, very lovely. It was a very lovely ceremony yesterday, and it was just this latest incident.
Thank you very much. Hashmin Mohammed, correspondent in the Northern Regional Capital, telling us about an incident in which 9 persons have sustained gunshot wounds. And according to Hashmin Mohammed, the incident happened between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. this dawn at Abuabo, a suburb of Tamale, when a moving taxi and another motorbike, well, they shot at the crowd of MPP supporters there. And so far, we've had some police reports that the situation has been calmed or normalized, but security also is being beefed up as far as the various sectional areas of Tamale are concerned. And we know that the MPP, they are having the National Delegates Conference in Tamale, and as a result, we've had hundreds, if not thousands, of supporters of the party trooping into the metropolis of Tamale just to make sure they are in a position to not only witness but also participate in that very Delegates Conference that will take place tomorrow, Saturday, 12th of April 2014. We already have our correspondents who are also following the lead, particularly because of this very incident, on what really happened, whether the police have started investigations into the incident, and how far the victims who have been admitted at the Tamale Teaching Hospital are faring as far as treatment of their wounds are concerned. No. Right now, we know that the MPP is a party that has been in opposition in government and now in opposition. They were formed, just like many of the parties, for the Fourth Republic in 1992. And since then, they've been very instrumental in consolidating Ghana's democracy, especially when they came to power from 2001 to 2008. We bring you a history as well as a comprehensive documentary on the MPP.
I want to go through the history of politics leading to the formation of Northern People's Party. You give the credit the first Northerners who were trained as trained teachers at Achimota. People like Tolena, Ara Babana, Ibeneza Adam, J.B. Haruna, they were trained in Achimota Training College. And then they came to contact with the political agitation in the South for independence. And then when they came back to the North to teach, they also exerted that agitation. And they fought for the wanted an avenue which enabled the Northern elite also to articulate their opinion to the British people. So the Northern Territories Council was formed, and Tolena was then the chairman. And membership came from the whole Northern Territories, 3 members from each district. Then after that, you had the chiefs who were also political minded, and the British government wanted them to use them to rule the country as in the Red Rule. So they were given authority. So what happened when then they also asked, after having the NT Council, which actually majority of the members of the NT Council were the people who formed the Northern People's Party. And apart from the NT Council, you have the Legislative Assembly, which the North was represented. And that was not through election, by electoral college. Each traditional area was supposed to elect people to represent them. So Tolena, J.B. Haruna, and others were for the Goma Traditional Council had to elect 3 or 4 representatives. Non-People Traditional Council, all the Traditional Council in the 80s at that time had representatives. And so happened the majority of these were the elite, the actually trained teachers, and they were like minds. So they felt that there was a need to have a political forum. So then when political parties were formed in the South, like the UGCC, the CPP, some of these members joined the UGCC, like Tolena, Imoro Ayana, J.A. Brahma, and others joined the UGCC. And the chiefs were also political minded, and so they sympathized with Tolena and his group, because they were really apprehensive of Kwame Nkrumah's behavior, the chiefs. So in 1954, then there was the need for the Gold Coast to have a constitution. So the government, the British government appointed the Kusi Commission. And there were 3 Northerners who presented the whole North entities: Tolena, J.A. Salam, J.A. Brahma, Lorana, and one Mr. Yeli. And out of these 2, Salam and Yeli, they were not from the UP, the northern people. That of the northern people was not yet found, but they were together. And then when the Kusi Commission was formed, the NT Council sent a memoranda to the Kusi Commission expressing their fears. One of them was that Northern Territories was not a colony of the government, it was a protectorate. And therefore, self-government could be given to the whole country or independence, and the Northern Territories will still remain British colony. And so these were the agitations. And they found that they should have a forum to be able to articulate their views. So they formed the Northern People's Party in 1954. This was formed at Tolena's house, they call Kolba House, at Savunjara. So all the Northern elite, majority of the Northern elite, except Ebenezer Adam, Ara Bavana, Ara Sibusu, they were already with CPP. So the majority of the Northern elite met at Kolba House to form the Northern People's Party. And S.D. Dombo was made the leader. And A.D. Kokra was made the general secretary. This Kokra, I don't know if you know, not the one at North Star, his senior brother, who was made the general secretary. And when Asid Naba was made the deputy general secretary. Now the aim of this Northern People's Party was not to fight for federal government. The aim was to fight for the interests of the North. And so they were talking, going around the chiefs and the people of the North, talking to them about the North. So in that year, 1954, because of the Alambans Commission, there was a general election, the first time, which the North also took part. And the North had, we had 19, the North had 26, the North had 26 seats at that time. Northern People's Party won 18. The CPP won 5, and the Independent 1. So we found that the Northern People's Party had a majority. Then upon the strength of that, they now found that they had a forum to work with and to fight for the North. So they formed the Northern People's Party, felt that Northern Ghana was not ready to join the rest of the country for independence. They were not fighting for federal form of government, but they were saying that Northern region or Northern Territory was not ready to join the rest of the country for self-independence, but to remain a self-government, to be under the British government. So what they did is that they sent a delegation, and this one is very good. They sent a delegation to the British government to express the concerns of the chiefs and the people of the North. And this was led by Tolena, Alaji Yakubu Tolena. He was then the leader. Other members were J.A. Brahma, Numuniba Wumia, Abaifa Kabo, and Adam Amandi. They were the people who led the delegation who went to see the British government. And the side of the the CPP. That time, Kwame Nkrumah was the leader of government business. So and then he became a prime minister. So when they met, the British government, and expressed very serious apprehension and concerns about the North on education, on health, on agriculture, on economy, the British government agreed. And an agreement was reached, and I think I will read the agreement. It was made abundantly clear that the Northern Territory, the agreement was that the idea was that the Northern Territories was not yet ripe enough to join the rest of the country for self-government. And therefore, at the time of independence, Northern Territory should remain a British protectorate until such time that they were ready, and then by an act of parliament, to bring Northern Territories to the rest of Ghana. So at the time of independence, Northern Territories should not have joined Ghana. We should have remained. And then there should be regional assemblies, especially for the region. So there should be regional assemblies with executive powers and with executive and economic powers to be able to determine the future of the regions. And 3, there should be quota on education. Quota on education. At that time, there was only one secondary school. The time Northern People's Party was formed, and that was now Tamale Secondary School. That was government secondary school. It was the only secondary school in the country. I mean the North. So they said there should be a quota in education. On recruitment into administration, at that time there was no Northerner who was an administrative officer. Now we call them coordinating directors. And then the police and army officers who didn't have, and we had only one Isa Kanjara in the police, who was assistant superintendent of police at that time. So the Northern People's Party, the nation asked for this. And then they said, then the British government also, then because the British government had agreed, an agreement was reached and signed and sent to the government of the government of the Gold Coast, which was headed by the governor, but then the administrator was under the prime minister. Okay. Upon that, our people agreed. Okay. So that's how the Northern people was formed. Okay. And then when it comes to how we came to Dankwa Busia Dombo tradition. Now, after the 54 elections, the opposition parties asked for another elections to determine whether the people were ready. So when we had the elections, that time then, you had the National Liberation Movement who contested the elections nationally, but they didn't put up candidates in the North. The Northern People's Party put all candidates in the North, but not in the South. Then the Progress Congress had the candidates for the Volta region. So after the 56 elections.
Well, so the history of the MPP during its formative years from 1992, as you're being told or being narrated to you in that very documentary compiled from up north. But we have to go to our correspondent, and following that very incident in which 9 supporters of the MPP are reported to have been injured following a shootout incident. As a result, they have been admitted to the Tamale Teaching Hospital. Our correspondent, Emmanuel Ante, will speak to police authorities and then get us the latest feedback.
We are here at the regional police headquarters to talk to the regional PR about the shooting incident that happened yesterday night around 11 p.m. Where 9 people have been injured and they are in the hospital getting some treatment. Ebenezer Tete will tell us what the current situation is and what the police service is doing to ensure that those that did those things are apprehended. You are welcome to join me.
Thank you very much.
Right. Now, can you tell us what really happened yesterday night?
First of all, I want to use your platform to clear a very bad impression that was created early this morning. Somebody spoke on Joy FM radio purporting to be me, and even the person was introduced as Chief Inspector Ebenezer Tete. It's rather unfortunate I'm not the one who spoke to your network this morning. And anybody listening to my voice will know the difference between the voice that spoke this morning and the one that is presently on air. So that is what I want to say for the first time. What happened yesterday was that at about 11 p.m., some MPP sympathizers were having a program, a jam at the Tamale West Hospital area. And as the jam was going on, some people in a taxi, we are told, suddenly, arrived at the place and opened fire on the crowd. So as we speak, 9 people are injured and they are presently at the Tamale Teaching Hospital receiving treatment.
Now, what exactly did they say, those eyewitnesses that were there, what exactly did they say was the real problem that brought this unfortunate incident?
So far, the information coming in is very, very scanty. But what I can tell you is that the incident happened in the wee hours of the night. So it's making identification of the people very difficult. And also because they came in an unidentified taxi, the information flowing to us is now very scanty. But we hope to make a very, very big headway.
What exactly are you doing right now to ensure those people are apprehended? Or have you deployed any men?
Yes, we have deployed men to the area where the incident happened. Actually, we have a security plan for today up to the end of the conference, and this is not going to distract us at all. We will ensure that the people who are behind this dastardly act are quickly arrested to engender some kind of confidence in the people, and we'll also ensure that it does not distract our men, does not lead to loss of morale in our men. We are telling them to go all out and provide security for the conference to come on successfully.
Is there any contingency plan, especially in regards to holding of conferences or parties, just like yesterday's instance, to ensure that or to curb any such incidents? Is there going to be any curfew or whatsoever?
Oh, not at all. We have not gotten there yet. When we get there, we are going to cross it. It will be too early for me to speak about imposition of curfew now. So what I can say is that all people who are coming to Tamale should not entertain any fear at all. They should come. We will be in our numbers in town. The places that we have identified as potential flashpoints, we are going to saturate all those places with our men to ensure that there's security for all.
Have you made headway in the investigation yet?
You mean the shooting incidents?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. The information coming is very scanty, and we don't want to release any information out there. So we want to keep everything close to our chest now. We are very, very optimistic we are going to make some headway. Some people are going to be picked.
Right. Now, those that have been injured and are in the hospital making or getting some treatment, have you heard anything about their conditions now?
I'm told one is in critical condition. The 8 are not so critical.
Well, you heard Ebenezer Tete of the regional police headquarters, PR of the regional police headquarters in the northern region, and he is assuring everyone that this incident will not disrupt any of the security arrangements made so far for this particular conference. He's assuring everyone that all that have anything to do here in Tamale should come in confidence, and that this thing cannot disrupt any business at all, be it the Congress or the conference or any other matter, any other program that they are about holding here. So back to you in the studio, Mama V and Roland Walker.
Well, thank you very much, Emmanuel Ante. Leading the team of journalists as well as other reporters we have dispatched to the northern regional capital, Tamale, just to give you a comprehensive coverage of the MPP's National Delegates Conference that is taking place inside the Tamale Stadium tomorrow, or from tomorrow, the 12th of April 2014. And already we know that that's some personalities, notably Nanado Dankwe Kufado and other leaders of the party, have made their way to the northern regional capital. Others are also on their way, expected to arrive there shortly, and we'll give you a lot more insight into what their lineup of activities are what preparation so far is and the level of security following this very incident and what really is the incident. 9 persons have sustained gunshot wounds, and the incident, according to our reporter Hashmin Mohammed, took place between the hours of 2 a.m. as well as 4 a.m. this very dawn, and at a suburb of Tamale, Abuabo to be precise. And the 9 are said to have been shot by unidentified men in a moving taxi as well as one on motorbike. And well, we're told that one of them sustained a fractured leg, but the other 6 sustained minor gunshot wounds among the 9 people. The injured are receiving currently treatment at the Tamale Teaching Hospital, and we'll make sure as much as possible to make sure we get their level of condition and the treatment they're being given and how they are responding to that very treatment at the Tamale Teaching Hospital. Very soon we'll be speaking to Dr. Opoku-Edu, who is a political science lecturer at the University of Ghana. Would want to get more insight, particularly into this very conference by the MPP, what it really means to the forward march of the party, and what really the projections could be as far as who is elected, who is not elected, and how the party also needs to forge that level of unity as it moves towards its own ambition of annexing power from the ruling NDC in the 2016 elections. But in the meantime also, when we have Dr. Opoku-Edu ready, who is a political science lecturer of the University of Ghana, would want to speak to him.